It was a normal morning at Octavia and Vinyl's home. Octavia were having her morning tea as always, and Vinyl, she was still much asleep after she'd been partying all night with some friends. Octavia were at first when they moved in together as roommates, she was not much as a fan about this. But after a while she got used to it, and after a while she even had actually gone out on some parties with Vinyl only a few times. But she preferred more classic parties. But but it happened actually times that she wanted to have something unique night. So she went some parties with her friend Vinyl. But lately, she has been hoping to find her special zone point. Since Vinyl had been dating a stallion from Manhattan, which was by the name Neon Lights, who is also not a DJ, she was just happy to that her friend had found some pony to like, and she just wanted to find another pony who would like her. And she had wonders how would she meet her special zone pony, and where would she like. There were many stallions in town which she thought maybe she could date, like Big Mac, but since he was already married with Sugar Bell and some other stallions were already taken, so she had asked some of her friends if they had any idea how she would find her special cell phone. And some of them had actually thought maybe speed dating or placing an ad in a newspaper or sort of things. So she tried speed dating, but it didn't work out as much as she believed it would. But she had a strong willing to do so. But unfortunately, it didn't turn out that she wanted that in the way she wanted. So she tried put an ad in the newspaper. At first, she didn't get much as a response back. She was just getting some response from local ponies and some other ponies from nearby towns. But there weren't much as she was only requesting for a stallion who has love of classic music and likes walks, romantic dinners, small talks together. For the most part, only a few that actually did respond. She did actually decide to meet up if only this some of them. She met up two of them, but then but they were not much as her type. But they liked classic music, but they were also into more parties like her friend Vinyl. So she decided maybe they were not much as for her. So over time she gets used to be alone, and even her friend Vinyl were getting was worried about her. Since since Octavia had a boyfriend 4 years ago, and they were so happy together, but suddenly she found out that he had fallen in love with another mare from Trondheim, and that made her heart broken. And she was really hoping that he could have been the one for her. So Vinyl tried to cheer her up by taking some parties to make her forget about him and try to move on in life. Which at first it tried seemed to working, but deep down she was really still heartbroken. And after giving up this, forget to try to putting out a newspaper, speed dating, and even some of her friends had actually started to put her up for blind dates with some of their own friends. Rarity, she put up some of her friends from Candlelight, some of classic noble society class, but they were classic as she wanted to be, but they didn't have the same topic you'd like to talk about, maybe about music, what I like to do, something to eat, and some of the things, but it didn't work out. But one day, when she was sitting at the park with Vinyl, Vinyl made the joke that, well, if you cannot date a stallion, why not date a mare instead? And she just laughed. Thought about dating a mare was something that she never actually thought about. You know, Vinyl, you have a point there. Maybe I should try to date a mare. But Vinyl just looked at her. Tommy, I was just joking. I know, but I think it's worth trying maybe to date a mare. After all, I tried many mare stallions in Ponyville, Camelot, and even Maidhaven, but didn't work out. Vinyl didn't know exactly what to say. So, did you had any mares in mind? She asked by smiling funny. There are a few mares that I do like Fluttershy, but she's seeing Discord, right? Yeah, I know. What about Rarity? No, she's much into Spike at the moment, and they have been dating for a few months now, so no works there. What about Twilight or Applejack? They have their special standpoint as well, and so is just that Rainbow. So, who else would it be in mind? I don't know. What about Lyra? You know that she's married with Sweet Drops, right? Oh yeah, forgot about that, said Vinyl. What about Pinky? Well, maybe, but she's a little bit more hyperactive. Yeah. What about her sister, Maud? She seems to be a very calm pony, she said. Maud? Octavia asked. Yeah, she has an older sister who lives outside town. Oh yeah, I've seen her before, she said. And maybe that could have been worse, she thought. So she went to the sugar corner to talk to Pinky. At first, she had no idea how Pinky would react to this question. But when she asked Pinky if her sister would date mares or just stallion, since she broke up with her boyfriend Mudbriar only about 6 months earlier. And in fact, Pinky confirmed that she actually was into both mares and stallions. But recently, she hasn't been like herself. She wanted to be with some pony. So Octavia asked Pinky if her sister would be considered to go on a date with Octavia. Pinky thought about that, and she would try to ask her, and which she did, and Maud, she didn't say yes, she didn't say no, and she said that they should have try, so they went to the restaurant to have something to eat. At first, they didn't know what much to talk about, so Octavia asked her about her favorite music, favorite food, what she liked to do on her free time, sort of things. And it turns out they both actually like country music. And did actually turns out they had so much in common. Even Octavia liked to bake or cook some her food, and after a while, both of them actually start dating afterwards. Pinky was just happy to see her sister smiling and from time to time, and even though that Pinky was still much worried if this relationship will last longer or it will fail. She tried to make stand up her third sister, maybe some doing something for them, like prepare some dinner for them, prepare some picnics, which Maud appreciated. But she told her younger sister not to worry. She will do things in her right, in her speed. And after a while, both of them actually started liking each other even more. But it happened that one time when that Maud went to town to talk to Vinyl about Octavia, if she had any idea what she liked to do on the date, since they have been on the movies, the picnics. But Vinyl mentioned there's going to be a fair into town soon, so she thought maybe what about take Octavia to the fair, which Maud thought maybe it could be a good idea. So when the fair came to town, both actually went there. First, they played some carnival games, had some cotton candy, talked to some friends, and enjoyed some rides like Tom of Love, even the Ferris wheel. And at the Ferris wheel, they both actually sit at the top and just looked out the town at the starry sky and shared the first kiss together. And for the next couple of days after this, seemed to be working well between them. Vinyl was just happy to see her friend be happy again and that she was enjoying her girlfriend. And Vinyl had asked if she and Neon Lights would be able to go on a double date with her and Maud. And Vinyl was much as against the idea, and Neon Lights, he was actually up for the idea. So they went on a double date, and they all had a great time. Maud told about something about herself to Neon Lights, and he told them about himself that he, as a DJ, like Vinyl, and they all just had a great time. But something did actually happen only a short time afterwards. This was actually during the winter. Octavia. One day she felt perfectly fine, but the next morning she felt terribly ill, had a high fever, and she had no idea what's going to happen. But what she didn't know that Vinyl who was out of town at the time, had told Maud that Octavia didn't feel so well, and Maud decided to go there to take care of her. And after about a week, she was back to health. But then suddenly, Maud got the flu instead. So Octavia took care of her. And even after almost 2 years of being together, they actually fell more deeply in love with each other. And Octavia, she ever been asked by Vinyl if she was going to marry Maud someday. And in fact, since one day when Octavia were in Canterlot for visiting some friends, she actually visited a local jewelry store and she bought a ring. She was planning to ask Maud to marry her, but she just wanted to wait for the right moment. So she took her on a date to the park and asked her to marry her at the fountain, in which Maud said yes. Since both families and friends were so excited, but mostly Pinky, she couldn't have been more happier to see her own sister getting married. And she asked, "Will you have many kids?" And Maud just laughed and maybe said, "Yeah, maybe 5, 10, 10," said Octavia. "Are you crazy?" She just smiled, but she knew that she was joking. And even Pinky was being asked to be Maud's bridesmaid, and Vinyl as, of course, Octavia's. Even time had passed. Even then, after after the wedding, there was a big party which both Pinky and Discord were organized. Vinyl organized the music for them both, and later on, they actually went to Las Pegasus for about a week. About 4 years later, both had asked had asked her friend Octavia if she and Maud were having a family of their own someday. And in fact, they actually had something to tell them. Maud was actually pregnant. She had asked Twilight for help, and a few months later they had a son. But only 5 years later, Octavia, she announced that she was pregnant and she had a daughter. And only 3 years after that, Octavia had another daughter. And that's how much they really love each other. Because Vinyl was just happy to see her friend so much happiness. Both Maud and Octavia. If they haven't revealed their true feelings for each other, if that they haven't even asked her out, they would they wouldn't have found the true love with each other. And that's how Vine, Octavia, and Maud with a true love got a big family. The end.